Hello everyone, Bones here, and welcome to the show. I'm really excited to introduce today's new episode. That's because over the weekend, Crucible Radio went to GuardianCon 2017 in Tampa and had the time of our lives. And we also recorded our first live episode. This experience was one that we'll never forget, and I'm so happy that all of you will be able to hear it, thanks to Engineer Andrew and the folks at GC. GuardianCon is an indescribable place, overflowing with positivity and togetherness, and we're so thankful that we got to be a part of it. So let's go back to Friday, June 30th. The sun is shining bright and the doors have just opened. New friendships are being formed every second, and GuardianCon is abuzz with energy. Over in the podcast theater, the show is about to begin.
Hello, everyone. Are we all doing good? Are we all good? Welcome to GuardianCon 2017. Are we dealing with the heat okay? Yes? A little bit louder, a little bit louder. There we go, that's what I like to hear. All right, my name is Holtzman. I've been given a script here by the Crucible Radio guys. I have the privilege of welcoming them to you for the very first podcast theater podcast going on here at GuardianCon. This is their first live recording ever also. Okay, that was a little bit good, but let me just emphasize here. They have never done a live podcast before, ever. They have their editor here to edit it live for them, okay?
Come on, man, just stick to the script. That's why I wrote it up.
Sure. Just saying, if I were in these guys' shoes, I'd be a little bit nervous.
Swing it back.
Are we good back there?
Yeah, just finish it up. Wrap it up.
All right, without further ado, please give it up for Crucible Radio! Hey, Birds.
Yes.
How you doing today?
Hey, Bones. I'm doing fantastic. I can't believe we're here. We all made it here, and we're doing a live podcast. A little nervous. I'm feeling pretty good. So excited. Swain, how are you feeling?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great to be here in person and see all of you. Bones, how are you?
I am better than I've ever been, guys. I feel great. And GuardianCon, how are you guys doing? That's what I like to hear. Welcome to Crucible Radio, the podcast for all things Destiny PvP, and welcome to GuardianCon 2017. We are freaking stoked to be kind of kicking it off, one of the first events today, and we love seeing people walk in, saying hi to people. I mean, this has already been, it's been like an hour. I love you. It's been like an hour, and this is already the most fun I've ever had all year.
So we as a community raised over $1.2 million in the past week. That is,
give it up for yourselves.
Amazing. Pat yourself on the back. It's great job. We're still a chance to commit more. We want to reach 1.5 million by the end of the weekend. So there'll be chances throughout the whole event to actually do donations. There is going to be an auction, blind auction. You can get some really sweet stuff. I know the Guardian Radio guys had a really sweet print going, so check that out and continue to push. We're going to reach 1.5.
We're going to do it.
Yeah. The Destiny community has got a reputation like no other. I think we're the single largest gaming community to support St. Jude's.
Yep.
And like this is what it's about. Like Destiny is a video game. We all like to play it. We like to compete. But the reason we're all still playing it is because of each other, because of this community, because people listen to the show, and because people play video games with us, and because you sit patiently while we figure out how to do a live podcast for the first time.
These microphones are heavy.
Yeah.
Birds, you're not wearing a CR shirt. We got Swain and I both got the memo.
I'm on brand.
I'm kind of more of like just a black T-shirt kind of guy.
Well,
Yeah, fix it.
we're gonna fix it.
There's nothing wrong with it. I got my own personal Birds brand.
There we go.
All right.
An official Crucible
And
Radio
now
t-shirt.
CR branded.
Everyone has made it to Tampa. People from all over the country, all over the world, far further than I had to travel. I'm so happy to see that everyone here is safe. We've heard some stories. We had our own adventures.
A couple of issues,
Yeah.
even within the CR family. We, our good friend, Mr. Medical Otter, who you saw online, he might have given you a sticker. He booked his ticket nice in advance, very responsible,
Yep.
on the
Yep.
ball, and he figured he'd take a late night red eye flight, get in here early, have time to relax. However, when you order a ticket for a flight that leaves at midnight, they don't mean midnight of the previous day.
Yeah.
12 a.m. is in the morning of the next day. So
Just so you know,
good buddy.
That's how time works.
He's a punctual guy. He wanted to be here
So
full,
punctual.
solid 40
so
hours
punctual.
ahead.
Yeah. So he had the luxury of sitting in an airport
Yep.
several hours,
Yep.
Figure it out.
sitting in a
Yep.
hotel
Yep.
many more hours, texting all of his friends desperately to
Yep.
try and pass the time.
Please come to Tampa.
So he was so on the ball he was early, but Bonesy. There was do you want to tell it or should?
Well,
He messed up.
is it a mess up if I'm here and I'm on?
I mean, you are here. You made it.
All right. Well, look, we had a conversation on Wednesday night, and
Okay.
maybe we should just go over it.
Yep.
Because this is kind of what happened.
This is verbatim how the conversation went. All right, so 2 days ago at 9 p.m.,
Yep.
I sent a Discord personal message to my best bud, Drybones81, and I said, "Can you send me your flight info?"
And then I said, "What flight info? I thought you booked our flights with CR as an expenditure."
Yeah, in our private CR expense account.
Yeah.
We rent our Lamborghinis from too.
It's full of Bungie money.
Yeah. Shillin' pays, man. And then I said, "Are you joking?"
I'm not.
Okay.
And then I booked a flight on Southwest to get here because it turns out I haven't had a flight to Guardian Con for the past 4 months like I thought.
You somehow managed to book the leg back?
I had the return flights.
Of course.
Let that be clear.
Sure,
I was
like you do.
returning home on
You really
Sunday.
got to space those out.
All set. I was like, nice noon flight. I can kind of party on Saturday night. We're all set. But no, I didn't know how I was getting here. So last minute, got a flight. It was actually really nice. Had a great time. I saw Mr. Arrow Knight on my second leg from Destiny Reset, and we had a great time.
Hey.
So everything's
Our
fine.
Guardian Con meetup number 1.
It's technically not a
aisle
mistake.
14.
All right, you know what? Let's stop talking about this because this is. I did something stupid, but
We actually have right here hiding behind the monitor.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
keep this focus off of me.
Okay. Some people packed a nice go bag. They packed their
Entire
t-shirts.
studio.
This guy additionally packed up half of his studio, drove all day long, almost got pulled over. But I'm happy to say Mr. Engineer Andrew, for the first time in public, this mic is not
That's
for
him.
him. He will not be talking. That's not how it works.
We don't let them talk.
Only when we forget to record a key bit of the show and he has to fill it in
Yeah.
post-production. Exclusively so we could do this.
This is crazy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes,
Stayed up all night for that.
it's all worth it. It was all worth it. Let's talk some Destiny stuff. What happened in the TWAB this week?
It's a twab, right?
Yeah. We got the TWAB. I was on a plane, but I checked it out. We had the clans going to transfer
Gonna
over.
transfer. Iron Banner Mayhem Clash.
Is that it?
No, that's it.
That's it.
All right, let's move on.
Let's
Okay.
move on.
Thanks for the
Sorry, dude.
clap. You can't hear that, can you?
Yeah, he's laying low right now. So have you guys had a chance to like do a lap, check out the booth, talk with people, see some of the stuff
Yeah.
we have here at Guardian Con? Do you guys see the Scuff booth? Oh my god.
So pretty.
They brought like the perfect selection of beautiful Scuff controllers
Not his.
and also horrendous Scuff controllers, just like purple and green,
Right-
and
right up your
orange
alley.
and checkerboard. Oh my god, I just want a stack of them.
Yeah. Mr. Summerstone's booth at the Watermelon Expo. There's some beautiful art over there. There's multiple
He's got a
artists.
comic book.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
And then we got this stage, the podcast theater.
Fellow podcasters, you saw Holtzman. Big shout out to
saw him.
Holtzman for helping.
Yep. Destiny Community Pod is going to be closing it out tomorrow night, so be sure to check them out.
And maybe it's a little bit of a biased opinion, but we think you should check out the other podcasts as opposed to doing anything else that they offer. I mean, we've got
Podcasts are great.
yeah, we got the Lootcast, we got Fire Team Chat, we got Guardian Radio, the other radio.
Yeah.
You know what? Little behind the scenes. I wanted to call this show Crucible Audiobook. That was my idea, and I thought that was clever. And these guys wanted to just go something real nice and clean and easy.
Crucible
We were
Radio.
angling really hard for the Audible sponsorship.
I was planning ahead, years in advance.
Do you like Crucible Radio? Hear it read live every week.
Yeah, and we got Destiny Reset. I can see him here.
Yeah.
Derp fam.
Derp fam.
We share a family.
Yes, we do.
And I have to ask also, do you guys enjoy the Crucible Radio raps? Rise Up, one and only. Well, they are going to be performed live on stage tomorrow at 12:30.
Not just one, not just two.
There's a couple songs happening.
How you feeling about this?
There's a couple things. There's a couple songs you know and love from Mr. Daddy Fat Snaps, DPS as I like to call him, and
I like to call him Daddy.
We know. And Mr. Dan Drum Stone, who is putting it all together. He's going to be drumming.
Also
and
like to call him
Deucer
Daddy.
Swain calls everyone Daddy. I don't know. It's not really exclusive to this
there
list
he
of
is.
people.
Hi, Daddy.
Yeah. So there's so much stuff happening this weekend that we couldn't miss it. We had to fly down. There was no question.
But I think here at this Guardian Con, going into a couple months, how many days? Like 50 days?
Something.
60 days till Destiny 2. We've had so many great experiences in Destiny 1, and it's a good time to reminisce when you're with friends, family, your community. Talk a little bit about our favorite Destiny 1 moments. And I think mine's perfect for this.
I don't know who dug this up the other day.
It was Nick.
It
was our video editor, Nick.
Yeah.
He's been going through all of our stuff. It's kind of,
He's archiving.
yeah.
And they found this.
So this was on the Crucible playbook.
Set the scene. Crucible
Yep.
playbook.
If you're not
on
familiar,
Reddit.
it's Reddit.
Yep. How many days ago?
Oh man, 2 years ago. And it's by a user named Swain Stash. And it says, Crucible Podcast? So I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts. I work as a chef, and I got a lot of prep time and such. So I'm always looking for some good podcasts. I know a lot of people that love podcasts and a lot of people that love Destiny. I currently listen to Guardians of Destiny and love their dynamic. That's Guardian Radio. I didn't even...
You didn't know what it's called?
2 years ago.
I think having very active members interacting with the less knowledgeable and active makes for great listening. I'm the one that's, not knowledgeable at all. What I'm getting at here is that I think the idea of a Crucible-focused podcast could make for great listening. I would love to try and put something like this together. I'm a middle-of-the-road Crucible player, and everyone, I never left the middle of the road.
There's a lot of space in the middle of the road.
The road's
a wide-
pretty big.
It's a
meaty
6-lane
part of
highway.
the bell curve there.
And would definitely be your newbie talking to the more experienced. I'm just here to gauge interest from you Guardians. Would you listen? And the TLDR might make Crucible podcasts. Would you listen?
All right. I got to take credit for top comment.
He's a mod. You probably pinned it.
Yeah.
I did. It was
Mod
before
privilege.
pinning, but I had the green text. Famous Bird says, love it. Would be happy to help promote / recruit / host it on this sub. At this point, I did not want to be a part of it. I thought this is going to be entirely too much work. This is going to be excessive. But they can hang out here.
Yeah. And then Bones.
Did I
at the
say
very bottom,
something?
because he gets downvoted often.
Yeah. 2 years ago, this got like 3 upvotes. All right, believe me. Now it's sitting at 0. I said, I'd be very down to see this come to fruition and would love to participate if possible. I'm a writer and I podcast as a hobby, so it'd be real fun to contribute in any way. Crucible is awesome and deserves something like this. Swain's like, shoot me a PM and let's talk.
There was also a user named Wheezy81. Sorry, you're not on the podcast.
We would have
You
had
didn't
two
make the cut.
81s.
If you're out there, maybe you can come on as a guest.
I think we owe him that.
Yeah, we owe him that much.
It's funny thinking back to all that because I remember, we kind of had the chat going for a little bit, and then we played together, and we were all kind of on the same page. We thought we were on the same wavelength, but you kind of have that awkward moment where you're first talking with people for the first time.
Oh man, listen to the first episode. Like we missed jokes. Like now I'm like, oh yeah, I should have just like jumped in and landed that joke. But it's always like.
But that's how it starts, right? Like this friendship of, we work together, we talk for 2 hours every week, we play, but like also, fly across the country to see each other. It all started off because there was an awkward conversation
on Reddit,
on the internet, between people who thought they might be like-minded and stuck with it, and that is why I see group of people here.
It's also why a lot of you are here. From that moment, that decision to make a podcast has brought a lot of you here to Florida to come see us and to come participate in the bigger community that is Destiny.
I was gonna edit. That was my thought. I was like, you know what? You guys can. I know how to put like GarageBand files together. I was like, we're set.
The problem with this plan, and I think you probably know yourself a bit better now, is that there cannot be a situation where there's a microphone around you and
don't use it.
You just immediately start competing, just you and me speechifying at each other.
I didn't get a water.
That's why Andrew's here. It was episode 32.
Can you pan his mic down a little bit? Just,
hey, whoa! No.
Hey.
That's okay.
Birds would send me a message after every
people don't
week.
like feedback.
And he would be like, there's like this tiny metallic ringing from your mic.
That's true.
Can you just wrap it all in duct tape or like electrical tape
you a guide
and like make it go away?
How to fix it
It's driving me insane.
Well, I was always very careful to do the compliment sandwich. Great job on the podcast this week. So happy to do this. I kind of noticed there was a little bit of a ringing, but follow this link. And hey, great job, buddy. You're on
I'm glad people are getting to hear the fact that you use your business techniques on us.
It's both a friendship and a psychological experience to see how much these
I feel
guys
like
can
I'm
take.
both a friend who would be invited to your wedding and a hamster in your own little personal world of psychological
Hey, we're all
experiments.
hamsters, man. Spinning in our wheels.
Anyway.
Getting deep.
We're going to get real serious now, all right, folks? Everyone close your eyes.
What's your year
Get on your
one,
back.
Birds?
There's a lot of moments we've talked about in the show and a lot of moments in gaming, but I think the thing that really sort of changed everything for me with this show and sort of this community was when we did, and I don't know if you guys remember it, when we did the Law and Order episode.
Yeah.
Some people remember that?
That was Mr. Fatsnap's first appearance.
Daddy Fatsnap's first appearance. Interview ends and we say, hey, we're doing an extended bit that might fall flat this week. Do you want to play a tough beat cop, the scene of the crime?
You got to record some weird stuff for us.
And it sort of changed because it went from being let's write up an outline, let's talk about what's in this week at Destiny or what.
Yeah.
And it became let's be creative and let's make this into something. Bonesy wrote up a script and I went like, oh my God, this guy knows how to write.
Yeah.
He writes words that people say. And then
turned your character into a pun monster who tried to make a fire pun at every turn.
That's true. Have you ever seen an episode of Law & Order? You know that is the main responsibility of a detective. And then also getting all the recording done, going back into the lab and just like editing and watching Law & Order and stealing my favorite bits, trying to find a version of the theme song that didn't have like watermarks interspersed. But I think my favorite part about that was that I was able to go, dun dun. Yeah, like that. Well, no, it was more like dun dun. Dun dun. No, there was like one.
It was like
It was on the
show.
pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like more dun 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 dun. That's the one. Bonesy, what about you?
Looking back on almost 3 years of this now, we were talking about thinking of this exact thought, what we're going to say on the show. And I immediately thought of the first thing I said when I was asked this a year ago at DestinyCon 2016. And I did the podcast panel, and it was just like, what was that moment? And you know, there's like two sides to it, because I think part of it, there's the world and the friendships and the community, but there's a part about Destiny that made me go, this feels so good all the time. I want to play this game a lot. And it was the first week of trials in year 2, and the 3 of us played together. Mm-hmm. We don't always get trials tickets in because we barely fit 2 hours to podcast, but like we had to do it. We were so excited for it to come back, and it was on Bannerfall, and I was using that exotic Warlock scout rifle because that was the meta. And yeah, it was fun. I had a Last Guardian standing moment, and I was just like, man, this game just gives me an excitement level that I don't get from other video games, and it's that competition and that energy you feel. And you know, we don't win every game. It's not about that. It's just about the feeling of like, I made that happen. Let's see how many more times I can make that happen.
Yeah, you guys went like full Ramblin' and Lupo there. Bonesy just like working back, watching the angles, and Swain saying, all right, he's going to pop out. He's coming in 3, 2, 1, and then you just see on the kill feed, sniper headshot.
And it just clicks. And I tell people that all the time when they're asking us, like, man, Trials is hard. Like, I can go play Clash, and Trials it's really tough. And I'm like, you got to tough it out, and then it clicks. Because, I mean, Swain and I played Trials a lot the first couple weekends in year 1, House of Wolves. It was not clicking for us. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know how to stop a res. We didn't,
Bones gets angry.
I got frustrated. Yeah. Never heard that before. But the other moment I had to talk about when we were talking about just those moments where it just felt like, this is awesome. This is what I want to do. I want to devote time to this and devote time to this show and you guys, was when we got lucky enough to go to Bungie.
Yeah.
And you know, we're incredibly grateful for that experience, and it was not because, you know, it was amazing. We saw that big captain that they have in the front, and that was cool.
I think the most interesting part about going to Bungie was a couple days before we got a message from Nusk, I think, and he was like, oh, by the way, they're rearranging the entire studio. No one will be there.
Like,
okay. All right. I was hoping to like see all the staff, see what's going on, get to play, and they're like, we'll see what we can do.
It's under construction.
Yeah, it's under construction. But we walked into an empty Bungie Studios, got the full tour, got to see everything, got to see where they work, and it's huge. There's so many stations working on this game. And then we got to play some Destiny 1.
That was kind of
the
a
devs.
surprise for me, because I was expecting, like, they talk about like their sandbox arena and they're in there all day, every day testing new builds, and they are. I was expecting like a stage, a pavilion, marble floors, big banners hanging from the ceiling. This was a extremely large janitor's closet with
shove all the devs
25 IKEA racks in it, and a whole bunch of Xbox controllers.
And a bunch of very intense
and a
Bungie
3
devs.
hosts that play on PlayStation.
We sucked.
The upshot of that is that you're playing and there's someone literally like 3 feet behind you, so you can do the bump, and then you can also just turn around and look people in the eye and yell at them when you kill them.
They get real serious.
But that was probably where we got a deeper understanding of what went into making Destiny, what all of the effort, all of the people. There's people there making this game, and it became part of our identity to be like, all right, well now we know we should try and tell others how hard it is.
Yeah, that was the takeaway.
When you realize you do not know how to build video games.
Not a
try.
goddamn clue.
The takeaway was not like, well, we just got to play exclusive content. We got to see the inside of the company. Great. It was that we walked away going like, we just feel so much more attached to this, and I think we can bring it to our audience. Sure. And we had Noosk on, and it was awesome. We got to learn about aim assist, and it helped so many people. Guys like Fallout and Intellectual and Mercules, like those people that will research it and go, oh man, that makes so much sense. Now I can figure out what I was thinking, my hypotheses about this. All of that just sort of is very satisfying, but it's just it's our duty to connect anyone we can with that little bit of insight, which is there is like passion and blood and sweat and tears being poured into this stuff. And even when we get it in our hands and it's like, oh, we've already played it and we just want something new, or something doesn't work quite right, we get upset with it. It's just like, there's so much there that means so much more than just a thing I do for an hour every night.
It's important to keep in mind too that like there's, Bungie does a pretty good job of like Deej's the face, and then we have devs on, and it's a monolith, and they're all on the same page. Just having like sat at a dinner table listening to 3 developers talk about it, like you try and ask a question and you get 3 different answers, and you realize that you're just awaking a very old argument.
Ordering whiskey at noon and...
Yeah, well, it was a day off. They were remodeling.
None of them were at work.
I can also say that on that day, we got to see something new that we couldn't talk about. We got to play Last Exit before it was out, and we were such good boys. We did such a good job of not talking about that. But the other one, when we loaded in for the first time, and this was months before, we sit down at the screen, we load up, and we see the little announcement that says, SRL is coming. And I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to keep this secret. This is going to be difficult, but we did it.
Yeah.
We kept our mouths shut.
Yeah.
I also got to play Twilight Garrison before all of you.
That's why you're so good at it.
And still is amazing.
Yeah, we're going to miss it.
Enough of us bragging.
R.I.P. Twilight. Rest in peace to Twilight.
Rest in pepperonis. All right, well, everyone doing okay? We're doing all right?
Can we get you anything?
I'm
a
so
sticker?
glad you're here.
A button? A Crucible Radio button?
I've got some. You got some stickers.
I can't throw them because they're buttons and they've got sharp metal.
We're discussing the logistics of this.
Come find me. Swain's got stickers. Come find me if you want a button. I got.
There are better ways to distribute stickers.
I told
than
you
this.
you weren't gonna. How about a shirt?
T-shirt cannon.
There we go.
There it is. And we're going to be doing the meet and greet. We're going to have all sorts of goodies. Come see us then. But I feel like maybe we're at that part of the show.
It's halfway through.
Roughly
right in the middle.
Through. We've been talking for a while, and I think we need to bring in some music. Yes.
Music.
A little intermission.
It breaks it up.
An interlude.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it
I think it
all
goes
better.
musical break.
Musical break.
Musical break.
Music this week from Super Soul Bros and Prefect, aka Victor Soderholm, who you're listening to right now. Bugsy, I hope you're okay. If you are a musician and would like to hear your music played on Crucible Radio, send us an email at crucibleradio@gmail.com. And I'd like to welcome to the stage the one, the only, we're all a little sick of him at this point, Mr. Fallout Plays!
Hey, Fallout!
I don't know who invited him. It wasn't me.
Are you guys doing anything important right now?
No.
No, debatable.
Not really. We were
I
they were
just
dancing.
was walking around and I was like, I think I hear Bones, Birds, and Swain. I
Yeah,
just wandered out.
just a bit of a mixed bag so far. Most of the bits have landed.
Is he
Yeah,
just here
like
to hold the
80%.
title? I know Steve is somewhere. Yeah.
There he is.
I think we
He's
need to
going after you, man. You and
do
Holtzman.
the math again, because I think Holtzman, that counts.
I
was
think
up on
that counts for
stage.
Holtzman.
He's on the show.
Daddy Fat
Lupo
Snaps.
is here somewhere. You gotta fend him off if he tries to get up here.
I'm gonna try.
I think you're holding the title now, though.
If you guys are around later tonight, we are going to be holding a bare-knuckle boxing match in the back of the Crucible Radio house
We're gonna settle some things.
to determine who is our bestest of friends.
The last man standing will get a guest spot on Crucible Radio to seal themselves as the most featured guest on the
or
show.
to reopen the wound.
3 man enter, 1 man leave.
Yeah. Good
So
luck, dude.
why is Fallout here?
Yeah, we're going to keep going for a little while if you just want to sit tight.
Yeah.
Great, okay. So we've had Fallout. Do you happen to know how many times you've been on the show? You must be up to like 5 by now.
5 probably.
5 thereabouts?
Yeah.
Safe to say we know everything there is to know about Fallout.
We've asked him so many
thoroughly
questions.
Yeah.
interviewed you at this point.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of it.
Okay.
Sorry. Jeez.
So we were thinking
Why don't you start your own podcast?
Don't.
we would do something a little bit different. Instead of having you on as guest, beloved guest, not the case. Instead, you are visiting expert. If you've been listening to the show for the past couple weeks, you know that we've been doing a new segment to bridge the gap from Destiny 1.
Bridge the brat.
I have trouble with this one. I don't know why it's so difficult.
Biz the brap.
To go to Destiny 2.
Tidge the map.
Niche the
Did we do it?
step. Niche?
To
It's
close the difference. Niche.
It's gonna
We
show
need to
us.
decide eventually.
No, we don't.
Maybe not today.
I think we're settling it now. To figure out what can you work on? What can you practice right now in this world of Destiny 1 that is going to make you a better gamer, make you a better competitor, a better person?
Even when the beta comes out.
When the
things
beta
to
comes
work
out,
on.
you got to be in shape. And so we've been going back to the start. We've been returning to the
got a
beginning.
name.
We've been
Going
recovering the fundamentals. What's it?
back to basics.
Back to basics.
I knew we brought him along for a reason.
See, the thing is, when we
Back
record
to
the show,
basics.
we don't know what he's gonna do with it. We just say, "Okay,
Hey.
Andrew, cut this out. If you could take that back to basics and like put some reverb on it, make it nice,
Make it sound nice.
and then we hear the episode on Monday and find out
you-
where he's gone with
next
it."
thing you know, there's a ballad, me singing my love for Icebreaker.
Icebreaker.
Yeah, I didn't even expect that.
So for back to basics, we were actually asked this question. Destiny 2 is coming up, and we want to be ready to go. What are some of the things that we can work on and actually practice in Destiny
Yeah.
1 that we know is going to be applicable? Because it's a different game.
It's a different game, but it still has a lot of the same basic fundamentals. So we can definitely talk about fridging the nap right now.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
Bridging the brat.
But
Frigid big time.
So all of it is going to stem from something you may have heard before. A primary weapon. Is this ringing a bell to
Is
anyone?
that
here?
a fusion
What?
rifle?
No.
Matador?
You sure?
No. We're getting there.
Okay.
I've heard
think it
people
is.
talk about it on Twitter. I'm
Probably.
unfamiliar.
I'll write up a detailed analysis on what a primary weapon. But yeah. So as we all know, because we've all seen the footage of D2 so far, it's going to be relying really heavily on primary weapon usage because you're going to have the power weapons in there, but not all the time. They drop kind of rarely. You're going to be spending most of your in-game time relying on your primary. So every basic fundamental that you should start working on now, you can go into the beta when it comes down and you can start cracking heads in the beta PvP right away. And
your
the
blue
first thing-
weapons.
What was that?
With your blue weapons.
Oh, yes. And the first thing we can talk about is head glitching.
Head glitching. See,
Live demo of the head glitch by Swain, please, if you would. This is, okay.
peek out his head.
Now he can see all of you, but you can see very little of him. This is the goal of the head glitch.
We can see all of you.
see everything. But you're trying to maximize the amount of the enemy that you can see and minimize of the amount of how much you're sticking out like a sore thumb. And there are places in D1.
Hey, I don't look like a sore thumb.
Maybe keep the hat on.
Maybe you could take the hat off.
If you get some sunburn on that head, you will.
But there's spots in D1 that you can go into in PvP and practice right now. I mean, like, what's a classic head glitch? Maybe Shores of Time by the heavy ammo outside you can get out there. Little head glitch.
That is what you say. I would think there's a bunch on Burning Shrine.
Yeah, that's true.
Looking in from the sun or shooting across the The beat point.
Almost any staircase or ramp in the game you can use to your advantage. So what you do when you go into D2, because a lot of people are talking about like, well, how can you prepare for D2? We don't even know what the maps play like yet. Well, no, we don't. But right when you roll in, you can start looking around right away. You're like, there's a goddamn rock. I'm going to get behind that. There's a staircase. We're going to get right there.
This is really the extent of the technique right
this
here.
Is the extent of the technique.
You're not measuring angles or anything. You're just like,
It's like,
rock.
There's a fine-looking
I like
rock.
this. I'm going to work with this.
You go in like a Crocodile Hunter. Oh, she's a beauty, that staircase. And that's basically, you have to work on your positioning. You have to be aware. I mean, because you could find a good ramp, but you also have to know how exposed you're being from another. I don't know where.
Oh, right.
He can see you, but you can't see him.
Maybe you're getting exposed from behind. But it's okay. I mean, as long as you can keep moving.
Please don't snipe me.
Head glitching doesn't necessarily mean camping. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people think that it does. But you can move around the map and effectively find head glitches. You can post up for a couple of seconds, get some good team shooting in, get some angles, fire, get a kill, make them weak, move on to the next part of the map, rotate with your team, do what you got to do.
This is one of those things that, like, because Destiny was really my first, like, competitive online PvP game. Swain, I know, same for you. This was...
Yeah.
Swain, people want to see you. Get on up here.
Yeah.
No, I'm head glitching.
This is why you're live.
You're just making sure no one's going to shoot him.
Visual
Please
bits
don't shoot
on
me.
a podcast.
Yeah, we're going to need to add a narrator track to this podcast to explain what's going on for the
Oh, we're going to
actual
edit
release.
this.
But
Psych.
Not so live podcast.
this is one of those things that I realized that, like, more veteran first-person shooters players do automatically. When any game, anytime you load in, especially if you have a crouch ability, which is useful for so many things,
Respect Niels.
that they kind of look at a map a little bit differently. Like, I know there was a change that happened for me, and, you know, some of the later maps we got, like when Dungeons first came out, it went from just like the basics of like, okay, I've spawned somewhere, do I go left or right? Where are the other guys? I'm all alone here, into a little more kind of analysis of saying, like, okay, where's the high ground? Where's the cover? Where's the head glitch?
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of two ways to go in, and there's nothing wrong with going in with super hype mode activated. You're like, oh, it's a new map, I'm so excited, look at that, what does it do? Can I touch it? Will it explode? And then there's the other way, like if you want to go in, you want to start busting heads right away, you kind of got to go in like, I don't know, Neo from The Matrix, and like I can see the code. I can see the code everywhere. It's like the nerdiest thing I'm going to say all day, maybe. But you're analyzing the map.
You're at Guardian Con, man. You can do as nerdy as you want.
These are my people.
Yeah,
safe company.
we're all friends here.
Are any nerds in the crowd? Round of applause.
It might be easier to ask, is anyone in the crowd not a nerd?
Security.
Okay.
They're right in the front.
Is that
part of our
Mrs. Swain?
Hey, she's definitely.
I think
she plays Skyrim.
you're around it long enough and you just start to absorb it. It's just in the air.
Yeah.
It's just wafting. You can't get away from it. I think once I started to learn just how common head glitches are, or even just, you know, partial cover, just half cover, that you start to notice mistakes other players make really simply. Like if you ever see somebody, even if this is half cover, there's this area just going like this.
All right, Birds is standing behind
He
the
says
stage
go,
now.
just going like this.
Holding a gun.
Birds is-
Imaginary gun.
Nothing right there. He's looking through
looking through a scope.
baguette.
And there's nothing there.
Can anyone do a David Attenborough impression?
No.
Here we have the noob. If he does not find cover soon, he will not survive the winter. Yeah, no,
Visual bits on a podcast!
you are able to identify people who are out of position. If you're in a good position, you're covered.
What in the world?
Yeah, you're just like, wow, what is he doing
really
in that
love
field?
us.
Is he looking for four-leaf clovers or something? Like, you just gun him down. But you'll start to look at maps differently if you think about where can I put myself to optimize my chances of not getting shot.
Yep.
Let me ask you this. I genuinely don't know what the answer is. There's like a vertical head glitch where just my head is peeking out. Is there such thing as a lateral head glitch? Do I need a flat line, a straight surface?
It doesn't need to be a flat line. No, there's it can be like, you know, tall rocks that go up. I mean, you can practice with your sniper, because when you're ADSing with a sniper, you know that there's a red glare that comes off of your gun, right? and I think it comes off the right side of your gun. Oh my lord. But if you're behind a rock, you can go into a private match and test it out. You know, you can align yourself with the rock, and you can be hard scoping with your sniper, but as long as the side with the red glare is partially covered by a rock, an angle, a doorway, you can be hard scoping, and the enemy team might not know that you're doing it because they can't see the glare. There's all types of head glitches that you can find and explore.
Yeah, and I think people also forget that it's not just a stand in one place with a sniper rifle move. It is anytime you want to make a play, find a head glitch. Make them chase after you. You ever play hide and seek or tag or something?
No.
And your brother's chasing you?
No, I had a terrible childhood.
Oh, sorry. But you just punched your little brother and ran away, and he's chasing you. So you go in a room, but then you just get right behind the doorway so that when he comes in, you freak him out. You can do that in Destiny. You can bait someone around the corner, they chase you, and you're like, surprise, I was right here.
I was here the whole time.
Yeah, older brothers actually have a natural advantage in the Crucible.
That's true.
Based on
The science
classic
checks
pranks
out.
that
It's
they,
just
that they
science.
pulled.
It's just math.
Yeah,
You know.
it's human
it's
nature.
like when you're on the capture point and you crouch a bunch.
Yeah.
It goes faster.
You go up and down.
Yeah, Fallout actually did a video proving that's true. That's a true fact.
Yeah, go to youtube.com/FalloutPlays for all your helpful Destiny Crucible tips to find out, should I hump this capture point or not?
How good is a universal remote?
Fallout put a lot of work into that video.
I put out a lot of work on that Uni
of
remote
work.
video on how the
that
range
video.
was, and then literally an hour after I posted it, Bungie was like, "Hey, so by the way, we're going to be nerfing Universal Remote this afternoon."
And Fallout.
None of the stuff you did
Bye,
matters.
Fallout. Bye. That was the
got this-
tweet. It was so weird.
He's got this big comprehensive guide going out on September 5th. He has no idea that the new game comes out, and it's just
Yeah.
gonna... There's a new Destiny?
What? Who? I thought we were here talking about Anthem.
What?
That brings our next segment
The
to Welcome to
Voldemort,
Anthem Radio.
the Voldemort of this podcast.
Can't wait to get a Jara's Wrath. Am I right, guys?
Oh yeah.
What? I have to leave now?
What's happening?
Yep. We're conducting our yearly Crucible Radio board meeting, and Bonesy.
Wait, hold on.
We really, really value your many contributions this year. You've really helped take us to another level, but
Thanks.
you reach a time where the founders can no longer manage the company in the same way. We're really growth oriented now, and we're going to start
It's a
growing by
business.
first downsizing. In particular,
You know what?
we took a vote, Swain and I.
I knew you'd do this. I came prepared. You can't fire me. I'm the creative director. I got business cards now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the company.
Hold on. I am host and executive producer.
Does yours say host?
Can executive producers fire people?
Ah, shit.
Can I hire creative directors?
I don't know.
I am the
I'm
director
gonna
of
have to do some
development.
research on
and
that.
I would like to
I'm
develop
gonna have
you
to
out
do
of
some
the
testing.
podcast.
Does your business card say often guest and legal counsel?
I haven't checked, but I think it does.
Good, great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Can we just convene this meeting after the show? We'll talk about this. All right. Let me-
We'll take this offline.
I'm fine with that.
Some business jargon. Yeah, business
We'll
jargon.
take care of it.
Let's talk about head glitches. It is. Was that too hard a segue? Should I?
We talked about head
Were they just
glitches.
firing Bones? What? Go back. Finish that up.
We might downsize. Let's get back to primary
It's just
weapon
going to
talk.
be me next week.
Yeah, there's a lot of attrition here at Crucible Radio Corp. No, we're going to put a pin in it. We're going to come back to it. I've got something on the calendar within your availability. I want to talk about head glitches because it is not something that players invented when it comes to Destiny. That there are all sorts of head glitches that are put into the game. One in particular that I remember is when we all got Widow's Court for the first time. And when you're up in that high ground and there's that wall and you're looking at the broke down building, I've forgotten all my call outs, this is terrible. And you notice there's that little chip taken out of the wall right there. And you walk up to it and you say, there's no way I could see over this. And then you walk a little bit closer and you rise up a little bit and then you can see.
Just right through that teeny little crack in the wall. By the ruins, right?
Yeah. That this is like an Easter egg almost put in to reward players who go searching for them.
Yeah.
Get a little boost. Go boost on up.
I mean, that's like the most exciting thing about Destiny 2 is that we're just going to go explore maps for a while, and they'll be new, and we won't have them memorized like the back of our hands.
If you happen to load into a Crucible match in the early days of D2 with Famous Birds, and he is not helping the team at all, he's off in corners going like, ooh, this is a pretty rug.
Oh, yeah.
Everything is
I'm
there
doing
for a reason.
research. I'm doing map research, guys. Fallout, what else you got?
I'm just laughing, thinking about, okay, we have to capture the point, team. Why is there a Guardian? Like, what is he doing up there? How did he get up there?
That first week of
Birds is
trials
trying
I
to
was talking
climb.
about on Bannerfall, and we're like, he's weak, he's absolute. Last guy, push him. Birds is like, did you know there's a sweeper bot on this map? It's underneath. If you go back to the side, yeah, there's an actual
There's
sweeper bot.
a button, too.
There are lots of ways to define success in Trials, Bones.
But there's other stuff we can talk about, right? Like, related to using your primary weapons
This is
effectively.
Crucible Radio. Let's have it
Yeah.
give something useful.
Like
for
a
people.
primary weapon strafing.
Right.
Right?
Right.
There we go.
That's a good one.
So another way to identify a player that maybe needs a little bit of work on his PvP game, will you demonstrate a little bit here, Swain? Someone who does not strafe. They are hard scoping, standing still, with an Ias Luna, praying to God.
Ias Luna, Swain, you're holding a machine gun.
Praying to
There you
God
go.
that you will be psyching them out because, like, oh my God, he's not moving at all. I was expecting so much movement. Now you're gonna get killed. Die now on the ground. You're dead now.
Do the
You're dead.
backflip. Do
You're
the
dead,
backflip
Swain.
move.
We're the first
3-second respawn timer. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Revive him. Will you revive
Okay.
him? There you go.
All right, I'm imaginarily holding
There's
square.
hold. There you go. Oh, he's back.
Hey, Swain's back.
Swain's
God.
back.
I didn't want to be back.
Production value through the roof on this show.
Sorry, listeners, on Monday. A lot of visual stuff happening. We're live.
So when you're shooting your primary weapon, which you'll be doing a lot of in D2, you want to make sure that, again, you're trying to reduce the chance that the enemy can shoot you easily. You want to be strafing back and forth. And it's not always a basic back and forth.
No,
Not
I'm
left,
not
right.
just going left,
No,
right,
left, right.
right, left.
You could
right,
do left and then maybe two rights.
right,
Or you could
right.
do triple left, intense
left,
mind
left.
games, mind blown possibly.
Yeah.
One right, back,
Uh,
left again.
you-
Can I do that?
You can do whatever your
I just listen
heart
to the
desires,
cha-cha slide
Birdie.
while I play, and it reminds me slide to the left. And I'm like,
Slide
dodge
to
to
the left.
rocket.
And then crisscross.
Crisscross, that's tough. In game,
That's a little
it's
tough.
pretty tough to do, but
But
Oh, but it's
if
so
you're one of
worth
those
it.
players out there with a modified controller, maybe you're using a scuff, maybe you picked up that scuff using promo code Crucible, you could program the crouch button to the back of your controller, and if you're really good at this, you can start practicing right now. You can do a strafe, and you can throw a couple crouches into the strafe. That really throws people off, especially when they see it on a stage.
that was weird.
But yeah, it's just the bottom line is that you want to do whatever you can to work on your primary game, work on your movement, work on your positioning. You want to make sure that you're not making it easy for them to primary you back.
I know there's a way that I can tell when I'm doing the strafing properly, is that you can hear a click from the left stick of click, 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 click. And when you start going click, 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 just back and forth, time to mix it up a little bit, find a different bit of tempo. And I can just tell very clearly, just like listening to it, if I'm not hearing that
Yeah.
I probably should be moving around a little more.
The hardest thing for sure is to work in the crouch. If,
yeah.
if you can do that right now, I would say if you have the time, go into a
Especially
private
on
game.
capture points.
Yeah, go into Rumble. I mean, what I did when I first got my Elite controller, the paddles on the back, I felt like I was like using new hands. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to do with my hands. So I just went into a game of Rumble, because the best type of practice, in my opinion, is real live practice. Because you can learn in a custom game, but you got to throw yourself in the deep end a little bit. So I went into a Rumble game and I just said, you know what? I don't care about winning right now. I'm only going to focus about learning my new paddles on the back, learn the jump button, learn
Set
this,
goals.
learn that, beat it into your brain. Do 5 games in a row where you just don't care about getting shot in the face over and over, getting those respect meals. Little GG just played you in the chat. I'm like, yeah. Remove that man. But yeah.
If you've never held a scuff before, you're not sure if these back paddles are worth it, right over there. Go check them out. Let's
Wait.
No?
I have a special little thing I'm going to do before we get to
thing?
questions.
A thing, okay.
We have a fan in the audience whose birthday is the 21st birthday, and they drove here instead of celebrating at home. And she's right there.
Stand up. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Her gamer tag is Queen Elsa 1996, and I figured we'd sing Happy Birthday as a group.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Ready? One,
Take it away.
2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Queen Elsa 1996.
We can edit that.
Yeah. Happy birthday to you. Now
That
we'll get to
icebreaker's for you.
questions.
All right, let's get to some questions.
Yeah, we do this on the show fairly often when we remember.
Or when we run out of content.
No, we always have content.
Oh, yeah.
What do we got?
there's
10
always-
minutes left. This will fill it up nicely. Fallout. You want to answer like 10% of
None of
these
them?
with us?
Oh.
Stick around for a little bit.
10%.
No.
No. Okay, we're
Yeah, no,
going
I
to.
know.
We're going to
Stay put,
lightning
buddy.
round this.
Okay. Yeah, let's do one answer each. Do we have buzzers? I don't think we have buzzers.
We have a.
We
We
got
can
a
do a
sound
drop,
guy.
right? Just like a. You got something, Andrew?
Okay.
Oh, that's an icebreaker.
Great. Okay. First question, and this one is for Bonesy. Edmund Young, are you in the audience? Edmund Young asks, "What is your favorite drink and snake?"
Drink and snake?
Yeah, I don't know if they have to go together or if they can be separate.
Well, I'm always confused when people ask me my favorite drink. Like, do you mean like just drink liquid at all, or like alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, do you prefer to drink liquids, solids, or gases?
Liquids.
Okay.
But my favorite alcoholic
Hype.
drink is a pina colada, and my favorite non-alcoholic drink is a non-alcoholic pina colada.
That's great. That's you're really doubling down.
Double the
about
colada. Only half
What
the
about
fun.
a pina colada snake?
A pina colada snake? I don't think those
No.
exist. My favorite snake
Do
is
snakes
is
like pina coladas? I don't know.
probably
Are
not.
you any snake enthusiasts?
Everybody
No?
loves-
They do?
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
we do have confirmation. Snakes love pina coladas. I couldn't hear you. Snakes
Yes.
love pina coladas. Got it. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I do agree with snakes. Thank you.
My favorite snake is from the handheld game, the Nokia snake.
Oh,
where
that
you
guy just
collect-
keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Good answer. All right, next question. This is from Petron, old friend of the show. Do you think 4v4 trials will make it easier, harder, or just different to Sherpa people in trials? Good question.
Is this my question or yours? Or let's give it to Fallout.
Yeah, Fallout, what do
Yeah,
you think?
Fallout, the tryhard. Who invited this tryhard? Am I right?
Man, wow, that's a really good question. I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, then I'll take it. I think we're still going to see it, but I think the possibility to do like the solo carry or the carry where one person, that is getting carried is just sitting in the back. I don't think that's going to be as easy to do. I think when you want to Sherpa someone to the lighthouse, you really have to invite them in. We've got the clan invite feature. You're going to need teamwork. You're going to need to pair up, stick together. Those grenades are very important, so you're going to have to conserve them. So I think we're going to see a little more hands-on Sherpaing, a little closer guidance.
Also, I would like to add, do we even know what trials will look like? Will it be the 4v4?
Good follow-up questions.
It might not even be what we think trials is currently. So, what do you got?
All right, this one is from Jason Chalmers. You in the audience, Jason? Hey, Jason. He asks, how can I get my son to stop kicking my ass in 1v1 and is grounding him inappropriate punishment when he beats me? Well, I'm not a father, and I certainly couldn't criticize. I think every time he beats you, you should both record your matches, and you should sit quietly how he explains in detail how easy it was, how just naturally it came to him to...
Assign lots of chores, like on Saturdays. It's like time to mow the lawn, and then while that happens, grind. Get some solo, rumble, skirmish. Get those.
Take him out of the
Really
trials,
loosen the
fool.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in the lead by 2 kills right now. Say, how many dishes do we have to do in this thing right now? Okay, let's just check.
Oh no, an emergency in the kitchen.
Chores first, I don't make the rules. I'm
talk
just
to Mom.
dad. All right, we've got another question. I think these are both for Swain. This one is from Fluffy Fingers MD. Hey, Fluffy. There's only like 6 words total in this. What Voop is the best Voop, and why are all Voops the best? Except 6 bolts.
Except 6
Oh,
bolts.
some
'cause
shade.
they are
Yeah,
the
that's
worst.
split shifter. That is tough.
We don't acknowledge their existence. So, I would say Praetorian Foil. Bones can agree.
That's a
is
good one.
the best Voop. Simply because you got to do a lot to get it. And then what's the other
Exclusive Voop.
thing? Exclusively. I mean, it's
And
all
we-
I use, and then I leave if I run out of special ammo. So, you know.
Is there a stat in Destiny tracker for most number of matches left after first special ammo drop does not go your way?
Right at the 8:55 minute mark where you just picked it up at 9 minutes and you
get
used
scoped
I'm the
after
guy
the
that
game.
rage
Oh,
quits
nuts
as
to
the
this.
other guy pulls the special ammo too far away. It's like,
And then you report the guy.
unfriendly.
And then we got another question from Blue. Does Swain's secret red velvet cake recipe include the blood of his enemies? I can just say I was working on his laptop last night as I was typing it up, and I kept switching to Word, and I kept seeing this recipe for pimento and crackers.
Yeah.
So over and over. He cooks stuff.
There's no blood in that. In that particular dish.
Legal counsel Fallout, does that check out? Is that a safe answer to give?
I cannot confirm nor deny that there is blood in any related Crucible Radio cakes or pies or any baked goods.
No idea.
Just a couple of frays.
Only tears.
It turns out that some other event used hashtag #CRLive on Twitter.
you
So I
serious?
was scrolling through these questions and then I see one that says, "So ends the region of Lamb. I feel for the guys today. Great performance." And I was like,
I'll take it.
we're not done.
We haven't. Are we done?
Is our region ending?
Like,
This region's got a little bit
I
longer.
was like, wow, I didn't know we're so bad at this live thing.
All right, we've got a question from Tech Doc D. With D2 approaching, how should we get new players into the community?
That's a good question. You know what? I think it's fair that this is your chance to really, just sort of like accept all of the hardships. It's an intense word, but hey, we've all stuck through some things we didn't like, and the game got better, and we all came closer. But a lot of people left early on, right? So I think it's the perfect time to say like, hey, I get it. I get why this game felt fine for a couple days, and then you stopped playing, or like. Yeah, no, I remember that. They didn't. That wasn't too explained in the game, and it got so much better. And now's your chance to say like, man, I've seen D2, I've seen the trailers, I've read the interviews, we've heard directly from the people we love, and all the people that still play this game, and we're all here still playing, and I can tell you that it's gonna be awesome. So just like realize that anything you didn't like, it's in the past.
I think selling them on the fresh start. I think that was always the hardest part. Is someone wants to come back and they're like, "How much do I have to do to catch up?" Like, well, you got to do House of Wolves, and then you got to do this and that, and then you finally get to Rise of Iron, and you do that. But this is a fresh start for everyone.
For getting new people... Oh, I'm sorry, Swain.
No, I just
You go right ahead, baby.
just tell them that. It's simple as that. Like, you're going to be able to jump in and have a great time and be able to grind away with the rest of us. And if you need help, you need friends, I've got plenty that can help you along as well.
Yeah, we know some people who would gladly take on
And be patient.
a new teammate. in their
Mrs.
fire
Bones
team.
is going through the process.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
back there. It'll be a little frustrating, so be patient.
If you follow me on Twitter, my girlfriend didn't realize that my Twitter was connected to my PS4, and she tried to take a screenshot of her Titan in the tower and sent it to my Twitter. So I'm just getting notifications like, great selfie, and I'm just like, I didn't take this. There's new Guardians playing literally right now this weekend because I have proof that it's happening.
At least one. And I think this will probably be our last question. And this is such a perfect Crucible Radio question. Actually, we'll do 2 more. This one is from Sergeant Slash, and he asks, if you could eliminate one variety of apple from existence, what would it be? Finally, someone asks. It's red delicious.
No.
They're disgusting.
No.
Okay, they're
Granny
red,
Smith,
but they are not
'cause
delicious.
they're green,
They're
and
mealy.
apples are red. Apples
they're
are red.
shriveled. You see, get a bag of them, you're going to eat one.
No.
I was
Granny
not
Smith.
prepared
There's a use case for Granny
for the
Smith.
applause that
Sometimes
apple
Yeah, but
comment
there's
got.
apples that are just as
it's
good.
green, it's bitter. You go,
Yeah, but
Okay.
there's red apples that do the same thing.
Stay tuned
Why do
for
you
my
need a
layest
green apple?
Why would
analysis
we
on
eat-
It's
top
gonna
tier
turn
apples.
brown.
Get rid of green apples. We just should
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys,
Apples are red.
Guys, I was gonna say that we should remove error code Apple. That was a toss
Get
up.
out.
Get out.
I think I'm officially fired now.
Boo.
I just sealed the deal.
Yep.
If I was gonna redeem myself, it's
please.
not happening.
See me in my
Twitter poll,
office.
what
You don't have an
Crucible
office.
Radio off.
Please see me at the folding table behind the backstage where I painstakingly transcribe this by hand because they don't have a photocopier here. We've got one last question from Hey Good Bud, Mr.
bonus one.
Smiley Jersey, who says, Crucible Radio is a great success, perhaps the biggest success of all time. He said that.
What is that, a Trump tweet? Like, perhaps the greatest
Walking a
podcast
fine
related.
line right here,
keep going,
Fallout.
sorry.
Do you guys have any next level / big plans for CR that you could share with us? Do you guys want to stand up?
Yeah.
Because we've got,
So sorry, audience on Monday.
we've got some brand new shirts. I didn't bring my mug with me, but it is the Voopiest mug. We've got a whole new reboot of. I see him in the. Wow, you guys found the secret store.
It's really hard to see you. There you go.
CrucibleRadio.com. Oh, look at it. And there's a lot more than that. We're rebooting it. It is. It's difficult to make a website. We're working on it. I
And-
see a future Warbones in back.
I also think
Got the
that
hat.
we announced it on Twitter, but we want to take clans in Destiny 2 to a different type of level, and you'll be able to join. We'll have 3.
We're doing
So,
a faction
It'll
thing.
be Swain Orbit,
Birds Monarchy.
And future Warbones.
Future Warbones. There will be separate clans. You could join whichever one you want. It's this one, Swain Orbit.
But
And
we were like,
we are going to
I really
fight
wanted-
each other every month
yeah.
for who's the best clan.
We're gonna
be-
have
And it'll be on
bragging
the
rights.
show, and
Yep, we're gonna have bragging rights. We're gonna have people getting
But-
competitive skirmish and friendly matches going.
We'll have casual stuff.
representing the
Most
All
of all-
levels welcome.
most of all, we'll be welcoming all of the new members into the community and showing them how awesome Destiny 2 is going to be.
Yep, that's our goal.
So if you'd like to join Burns Monarchy, I've got a 3-page form you can fill out. And I need a couple bit of
We
details
have
for the
snacks
background check.
at Swain Orbit.
I got
Who
it.
likes
They do have
snacks?
snacks. We do not have snacks at Burns Monarchy.
He's got long form applications, and you just got to show up for the
We have deep
snacks.
conversations about life. We go there.
Yeah.
Future
I know-
Warbones operates entirely underground. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's like a nerdy version of Fight Club.
Yep.
All right.
I think.
Are we good?
Yeah, I
think we've
that's
done it.
Thank you, everyone,
I think
for
we've done
coming
it.
out to our first live podcast.
Thank you, Guardian Con!
Thank you.
Thank you, listeners!
Go enjoy the rest of Guardian Con. There's so much for
Oh
you
my
to
God.
see. We are only 2 hours into the most fun weekend ever. It's going to be amazing, and there's so much left to do. Say hi to us. We'll be
Yeah,
around.
please
I got
do.
buttons.
Yeah, we're going to be at the meet and greet tomorrow at 12:30. Go see Bonesy and
1:15, I'm rapping.
Fat Snaps. But we need to see
What's up, everyone? Bones here. Do you like podcasts? Do you like chill conversation? Well, me and my co-host Swain and Birds put out a bonus podcast every month on Patreon. If you want to check it out and be a part of more awesome stuff, head over to patreon.com/Crucible Radio and join the squad. See you there.